Gonna be on here long. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna try to time myself to make this less than 20 minutes. This is Graceful Exposure coming to you with a live video, and I have been MIA. Forgive me, I just been caught up in a whole lot of stuff. Got a whole lot of stuff going on, like a lot of people. But I need to focus on my business. I need to focus on this channel and another channel I'm gonna start creating, and it's going to kind of be called My Thoughts. So this is kind of like a My Thoughts video. And as much as I wanted to chime in on a lot of things that are going on in the media right now, social media, and how it relates to the thoughts that I have in my mind and in my head. So let's just get started, because I know there's not going to be a lot of people that get on live. I am so excited to greet you guys. I miss you guys, and I'm going to do absolutely, positively better. I want to get right into it. I want to talk about the Rick Ross, the Big Meech, the Little Meech, the 50 Cent thing that a lot of people have overlooked. And I haven't overlooked it because I know what I see. I kind of wait till everybody does their commentary, and then I see behind the scenes. So let's start out, first of all, with Rick Ross, Big Meech, trying to put on a welcome home concert for Big Meech, which is honorable amongst people that have been in the life and that have done time and that have, quote unquote, hadn't told, hadn't fold, hadn't sold, and come back out in the streets. Everybody needs flowers that they didn't get in jail. You know, even the Bible says that when I was in prison, you didn't feed me. So Jesus is concerned about prisoners, people that are hungry. When I was hungry, you didn't feed me. When I was in prison, you didn't come see me. So he's concerned about you guys. So I just want you to know that those of you that are incarcerated, he is concerned about you. He mentions you in the Bible. And if you want to find out, just pick up the New Testament. And he mentions how people walk past you guys and don't remember that you guys need love too. Okay, real quickly. Rick Ross, they say, was being messy, pulling Big Meech to him, saying, let's do a welcome home concert. And they're saying he was being messy. I think, like anybody else, he was trying to get a bag off of Big Meech because he had that song, Big, you got me feeling like Big Meech. So Big Meech gravitated to that. Apparently, so the blogs say, that Lil Meech fumbled the bag that he got, $5 million from 50 Cent. That's what they say. You know, I don't know how much he got, and nobody's going to tell exactly how much he got. But I want to give kudos to Lil Meech. Lil Meech did a good job in the BMF and going to the acting classes, walking in those shoes. 50 Cent knew what he was doing. He knew that it would bring more money if he used the original son of Big Meech to play that part. He knew, and of course he's going to pay for acting classes to get Big Meech to do it. Yes, that's a smart move. So he paid for the acting classes and did all that. Put Big Meech in the Lil Meech in the movie. We're gonna talk about this Miss Cohen that was supposed to be a girlfriend who was a CI as well. We're gonna get to that, but let's just do the background. So they did the BMF season 1, season 2. Big Meech, Lil Meech did a good job. And for him to just take acting classes and get in there, he did a wonderful job. I commend him for that. He's a young man, what, in his 20s? Maybe he turned 20. But, you know, they had the arrest of him at the airport, so you know he's young. So I just want to say hi, everybody. I just want to get right to it. So I'll read your comments in a little bit, but I just want to say that he did an awesome job. So here it is, Rick Ross puts on this thing. He's an op of Big Meat, 50 Cent, apparently. They're ops. That means in opposition. That's all op means. You know, they're the opposite. They're opposing gang or whatever, opposing individuals. And so here we go with the 2 seasons over. Okay, 50 Cent is a businessman. He's smart. He's not stupid. He's not going to throw away a bag like that. So, of course, he's going to stir the pot. And he starts talking about Big Meech and how he just totally went with his op. And so he decides he's going to expose this paperwork, supposedly, that Big Meech was a part of the CI, or the CI informant that he was dealing with, and it's not in the records, it's not in the paperwork. He's not involved in it. Quote, he sat there and said, I did not fold, I did not tell, death before dishonor. And he got out, he did his time. He got some things, legislation was passed, and he was able to get out on an early release. And a lot of things were juggled, legitimate things were juggled, and he got out. So he doesn't ever have to say that he told anything. It's not on paper, it's not on record, and he did not tell. Apparently, 607 Unc said that 50 Cent put him up to spreading some rumors. Who's to know if he's telling the truth? And then he got paid. Okay. So, did Rick Ross know what he was doing? I'm sure he did. And I'm sure he wasn't trying to necessarily get back at 50 Cent. I believe that he was just trying to get a bag. Like all these brothers out here, they try to get their bag, and they try to get their money. So it was a good idea to him. And Big Meech looked at it as money. Didn't think nothing of who's an opposite of who, because he's just getting out, kind of green a little bit. But money talks, BS walks. That's what they say. So here at Graceful Exposure, I want to expose something that nobody ever talks about, that nobody ever looked at. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you absolutely, positively ready for me to expose this? 50 Cent has a child. He probably has children. I don't know. But he takes these people under his wing. Soulja Boy, Lil Meech, these guys. He wants to be the big man on the totem pole, and it's like crabs in a barrel. Okay, he doesn't want to lose his position. Now, you guys are talking about loyalty. What is loyalty? Loyalty don't mean crap. Excuse my language, but loyalty doesn't mean anything if you have somebody that's not loyal to you in return. What do I mean by that? Lil Meech was in this movie, BMF, portraying his father as he should. Big 50 Cent got immediately like a little girl online talking about what he did for Lil Meech, how Lil Meech fumbled the bag, how Lil Meech was doing drugs, how his daddy was telling him to, do drugs. It was fun. I used to do Molly. It wasn't nothing. How do you dare get in the middle of a father-son relationship and try to destroy it by taking the child, I say child, the young man that you mentored, put in your movie. You mentored him. You put him in acting classes because it benefited you to have him in that position. Nobody's dumb. You didn't do him no favor. Anything 50 Cent does, he does it for himself. He is climbing up to the top by himself. He is going to be, it's lonely at the top. So 50 Cent did all that. How can you talk about loyalty when you turn around and you expose this young man who has a future, still has a future, made you $50 million probably on the movie, and you gave him $5 million, and you want to brag about it, and people want to say, oh, he should have stayed loyal, 50 Cent. 50 Cent to respect that man's private life, the addiction. If he had quote unquote an addiction, he didn't have any business throwing that out there to social media. He didn't care about him enough. He didn't have any business throwing out that he blew his money. He didn't have any business throwing out that he and his dad had conversations while he tried to put him on a positive road. That's disloyalty. Nobody talks about the disloyalty that 50 Cent had with Lil Meech. Nobody talks about the disloyalty. If somebody puts money in my pocket, that's loyalty. If I don't talk about and discuss their private lives, I have a problem when people bring up people's negative, their downfall. That's kind of a narcissistic thing to me. And I believe 50 Cent may have a little narcissism going on there that, he just want to set people up to just try to tear them down and try to bring them close to him. And everybody doesn't have to bow down to 50 Cent. 50 Cent doesn't rule the world. He doesn't rule the industry. He's not the baddest. So he's on top. He's doing all these movies. He got in there with stars. But let me tell you something. He tells the story of his life in Raising Canaan and Power and all that. If you notice in Power, he told the story of his life with what's his name? Tariq Nashad. I don't remember his name. The one that was the head of Power. He gave him money, and of course he told them about it first. The guy that was the head of Power, he said 50 Cent looked out for me. It's good he said it first, so 50 Cent wouldn't just say it first and then turn around and just throw it up in his face if he never said it. So he put it out there. Yeah, 50 Cent looked out for me. He gave me this. I needed some money. He gave me this. 50 Cent is making a big grip. He's making a big bag. But 50 Cent has this problem. 50 Cent has the problem that he wants to father somebody else's child and can't father his own child, give his own child advice, and do his own child right. But you want to take somebody else's child that has been talking to their son from incarceration all these years and communicating and loving and doing the best he can from inside, selling his rights so his son can have an opportunity to play him, so his son, his family can have a bag, so they can get money. Of course, he was tricked by Miss Cowan because he didn't go to be with her after he got out. He got his teeth fixed and he went to the family. And so when you look at it, 50 Cent is trying to relive, showing people how great of a father figure he is through raising somebody else's child. It's not going to work, 50 Cent. You need to take care of your own child and stop talking about who's loyal to you, who did this. As soon as you saw Big Meech with Rick Ross, who is your op, then you want to throw Lil Meech under the bus. Lil Meech had nothing to do with that. That was Big Meech's decision. You were wrong, 50 Cent, to throw Lil Meech under the bus and tell and expose any kind of addiction he had. You were wrong for trying to expose that he went through money, and you're wrong for trying to expose if he's going to have that part. 50 Cent, you know he's going to have that part. You're going to give him that part. And all of this is for clout. 50 Cent is still a genius. He knows how to get clout. He knows how to get views for the next season. You know they have another BMF preview coming up for the new BMF that's coming out. And yes, Lil Meech is acting in it. Lil Meech, don't get on social media and worry about that bag. 50 Cent needs you more than you need him. You're not going nowhere. Nobody's going to watch Stars with somebody else playing Lil Meech. Y'all saying he can be replaced. 50 Cent is like a god to the industry. 50 Cent has built that reputation. Don't mess with 50 Cent. Well, a little bit of this backfired. Floyd Mayweather backfired. All these people, all this is backfired. People are choosing sides. Don't choose a side. Look at it in reality. 50 Cent is trying to recreate himself in another young man's life. You saw it in Power. You saw it in Young Ghost. not the older Ghost, but young Ghost, how he pulled young Ghost. It's in the writing. He pulled young Ghost and began to speak into his life because he was jealous. It's in the writing, it's in the script. He was jealous that Ghost had his son under his wing. And what did he do? The life of his own son he took out. But he started pulling at Ghost's son, and Ghost ended up taking him out and taking his father out. You see it in Raising Canaan. You see it in all of these movies that 50 Cent has came about. 50 Cent is trying to do therapy and he's missing it. 50 Cent, if I was to be able to sit down with 50 Cent, I would say, 50 Cent, sure, you had a good illustrious career battling with Jay-Z. You switched it over and you let me slow down. You switched it over and you became this mogul in the movie, in the entertainment industry. And I think that you have done well for yourself. But baby, you need to back up off of saying you're loyal, saying that you have, what's the word for it? Saying that you have commitment and loyalty to someone. You have no loyalty, none. You start snitching. Yes, I said snitching. You talking about somebody else snitching. You tried to say Big Meech was snitching, and you tried to throw in the paperwork that does not have his name. You tried to allude to the fact that Miss Cowan, is it Tammy Cowan? I don't know her first name, but you tried to allude to the fact that she did this arrangement with Big Meech and kept it out of it. But they say that Blue Da Vinci set all of this up. And you, of course, are capitalizing on Cuffy getting on there saying Big Meech set him up. But it is evident, if you watch 607 Unc, he said, and I quote, and I don't know if this is true or not, 607 Unc said 50 Cent paid him to spread that rumor. And he left with the 10K, and he was supposed to get more than that when he finished. But he went on and said he was paid to do it. And what you did was you sat there and you used that to try to say, oh, you're promoting the cop side of it. And you pushed it to stars to show the cop side of it. Yeah, that's another season. Yeah, I'm sure you're going to do that season if you talk to them well enough. But 50 Cent, you're a snitch. You told this man's business. You knew this man's business in confidence. You put him in rehab. You spread that to the world so people could pat you on the back. I call it snitching on that man's business. You spread to the world that he fumbled the bag. I call that snitching. I call that not being loyal. You're not as loyal as you say you are. It's a shame. Rick Ross just really brought it to the forefront. So when Rick Ross and Big Meech were going to do this concert, what would it hurt you? It would just be something that this man did 20 something years or however many years he did, and he came out. So what if Young Buck, I think it was Young Buck, gave him a bag, whoever the young man was that gave him a honorary bag. You're supposed to bless people when they get out of jail. You're supposed to. I don't care what kind of past life they had. Paul, he was a disciple and he was killing Christians and thought he was doing God a service. And guess what? He got knocked off his high horse. And when he got knocked off his high horse, he turned his life around. Let me tell you something, 50 Cent. You need to leave this one alone. These are my thoughts. I'm gracefully exposing you because you want to relive what you wanted to do with your children in the lives of other people's children. Those are other people's sons' lives you're messing with. And to us, I don't know about anybody else, but to most of you in social media land, you all are saying, oh, never go against 50 Cent. He should have been loyal. I wouldn't be loyal to a joker that told all my business. I wouldn't be loyal to a joker that told that he put me in rehab because he got an attitude with my daddy. I wouldn't be loyal to him. I would cut him off. If it wasn't for the paper, I would cut him off. But Lil Meech, don't worry about it. He needs you. You're going to be in the next BMF that we already see airing the premieres on TV, and the next one. And you know, 50 Cent, you're going to bleed that BMF out until it's dry if you're a smart businessman, which I know you are. And I think you did this just so that you can drum up support for June 6th, which Stars is going to have a premiere of Lil Meech and the next season of BMF. And what do you say about that? Okay, so what you did was just promote your next movie. You have to promote it. So if you got to stir up mess like a little girl, and I say a little girl because only little girls tell people business when they're trying to help somebody. If you're trying to help somebody, you're supposed to help people out of the love that's in your heart, and don't say anything. Let it ride. You stopped that whole concert from happening. You bought the BMF name. This Cowan lady bought the rights from Big Meech. But you know what? It's ways around that to get that bag. They don't even have to call it BMF. They don't even have to call it that number that they said that they were going to call it. They don't have to. They don't have to repeat that stuff. They can do something else with all the stories and the things that they have. They can't get any more stories from Big Meech if he don't want to give them to him. So if he sold his life rights because he was in jail, he was doing it for his family. He was doing it because he was in jail. He was doing it because he didn't have money. And he got his son some money. So what about the bag? Yes, that was Big Meech's bag. You don't hear Big Meech getting on social media complaining, saying my son dropped the bag. You don't hear him saying my son should have saved some money for when I got out. You don't hear him saying that. You don't hear him doing anything. He said, I didn't fold, I didn't tell, I didn't do any of that. Death before dishonor. If he did his time, he did his time, and that's it. I don't care what he did in the past. He did his time. He paid his penance for it. That's what the legal system is for. Now he's out. Now you want to rob the bag from him. Now you want to try to put him down and say he's an informant. Now you, with no paperwork, now you want to put him down and say he wasn't a good dad because he said, well, back in the day, I used to do Molly. We used to just have fun and kick it. Just because he tells his son to enjoy your 20s and in that manner, that's the only manner and the rapport and the relationship that they have. That's that daddy and that's his son. 50 Cent, to wrap it up, get your child, do your child. Don't keep taking somebody else's child to try to make up for what you didn't do with your son. Don't stop, 50 Cent. You are going to do these movies. They are going to continue to make money. All of this was for clout. All of this was a smart business move on your part, except you have to pay the consequence of destroying that relationship with that young man that you built rapport with, and you were a mentor to him. Mentors don't turn around and throw their mentee under the bus and tell the secrets that they share. Do you know counselors are not supposed to tell what a person does when they go into counseling with them? It's the same with a mentor and a mentee. You were in it for the wrong reason. If you were there to, as soon as that boy made a mistake, or it really, his daddy did what he did, and it wasn't a mistake. It was trying to be a black man to provide money and food for his family. You threw that young man that was your mentee under the bus. Foul. Foul. 50 Cent, I had the utmost respect for you until you did that move. And all I can say is, stop trying to take other people's children and rehabilitate them or help them and then turn around and pull the rug from under them and talk about them. 50 Cent, that's a girl move. I want to say the other word, but I'm not going to say it on Graceful Exposure. It is pretty bad. Don't do it. Again, take my advice. Loyalty. Nobody owes you loyalty, 50 Cent. You use your platform to put P. Diddy down so that you can rise up, put Jay-Z down. That's what you guys do in the rap game. That's what Kendrick Lamar did, and he put Drake down. But guess what? It was time. Drake had a good run, 10 years. That's another video I'll do. But it was time for someone else to rise up in the ranks. And Kendrick Lamar, he did it. Do you think Kendrick Lamar did it on his own? Jay-Z is the one that put him in the Super Bowl. Don't you know Jay-Z had input on all that? He had input on how the choreography went. He had input on all that. Y'all fail to realize that the people behind the scene, the bosses that set up these opportunities, have the biggest input. So you can't just say Kendrick Lamar used his genius. Jay-Z is a genius. He turned around and he used that, put Kendrick Lamar in there, made a good decision not to use Lil Wayne. That's another story. As you can see with the Lil Wayne and the tour that they did, good decision not to use him for the Super Bowl. It's just a no-brainer. It wasn't meant for you, Lil Wayne, to get it. Maybe in another life, but Lil Wayne, you got a lot of getting it together before you can do a platform like that. Can't do it. So Jay-Z tried to knock him down, tried to knock Diddy down. He does this. 50 Cent wants to be on top. But I think personally, and I'm going to close with this, that 50 Cent is really deep down a square. I think, me personally, he's a square on the inside. He's not a real true gangster. So he got shot up a few times. But I know the difference. And I know he's rubbing elbows with them. I don't care what nobody says. Nobody gets to the top without paying a price. So, lesson learned. Take responsibility for your own son. When you mentor somebody else's son, do not throw them under the bus. All that is loyalty. Personal, private conversations that y'all had are things that you need to practice loyalty on 50 Cent. And that's my graceful exposure, and I'm signing out. But before I do, thank you, Porsche, I think it is. Let's see who we got. Hi. M. Lance, hi. Let's see. Her chat, go. Okay. I won't say what he put on the end of that comment, but you guys like this video, subscribe to this video, hit the notification bell because I'm going to be catching up this month. It's my birthday month. My birthday is March 25th. So you guys make sure you tune in for my birthday month. I only got a few more days in this month, but I had to get in during my birthday month. There's a shift going on in 2025. I'm going to talk about the election. I'm going to talk about Trump, Elon Musk. I got a lot of stuff I want to get on top of. But thank you for letting me get on live for these few minutes. And I love y'all. Ta-ta. We're going to sign out now. Oh, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I will respond to them even after this video. Just wanted to get in this video real quick. All right? All right. Take care. Bye.